Ad-supported audio provides details on how much of the Canadian audio space can actually be purchased to reach consumers with an audio message. Across the three main audio options of AM/FM radio, podcasting, and free music streaming, only AM/FM radio has the scale advertisers need. As reported in Radio on the Move's Spring 2023 update, AM/FM radio accounts for 74% of buyable audio audiences. Podcasts have a 16% share, and free music streaming platforms have a 10% share of buyable audio audiences. For adults 18-49, AM/FM radio has 57% share. Podcasts have a 25% share, and free music streaming has an 18% share of adult 18 to 49's buyable audio audiences. For adults 25-54, AM/FM radio has a 63% share. Podcasts have a 24% share, and free music streaming has a 13% share of buyable audio audiences. No matter the demo, over-the-air live broadcast radio has the largest share of buyable audio audiences advertisers need to connect with their customers. Taking a look at listening to audio while in a vehicle, across all of the options available to Canadians in their cars, AM/FM radio is truly in the driver's seat. Broadcast radio has a 63% share of all audiences available in car. Personal music, whether a physical or downloaded version, has a 12% share. Paid music subscriptions account for 11%. SiriusXM has 10%. Podcasts have 4%. And free music streaming has a 1% share of all in-car audiences. Now, when we take a look at the ad-supported options in car, we see that AM/FM radio is the primary source of audio consumption. For Canadians 18 plus in a vehicle listening to ad-supported audio, over-the-air radio represents a 94% share of the adults 18 plus buyable audiences. Podcasts have 5%. And free music streaming platforms have a 1% share of the 18 plus buyable in-car audiences. For adults 18-49 in a vehicle listening to ad-supported audio, AM/FM radio's share of buyable audiences is 87%. Podcasts have 10%. And free music streaming platforms have a 3% share of the adults 18-49 buyable audience. For adults 25-54 in a vehicle, live broadcast radio has 89% of the in-car buyable audiences available to reach them. Podcasts have a 9% share, and free music streaming services account for 2% of the in-car buyable adult 25-54 audience. Whether in the car, at the office, or working remotely, according to Radio on the Move Spring Update, AM/FM radio has the most buyable audiences throughout the day. So when stores are open and screens are typically off, broadcast radio is on. An interesting insight from the study showed that during the day, all three forms of digital music, whether owned or free, follow the same listening patterns. This reinforces, as a digital extension of owned personal music, music streaming helps listeners escape, relax, and disconnect from the everyday, providing listening periods where they typically don't expect to be interrupted by advertising messages. We hope you found this information on the ad-supported audio landscape helpful. You can find more information on the Canadian audio landscape at our website at radioconnects.ca. You can also connect with us on LinkedIn, and we invite you to sign up for our newsletter featuring regular updates on Canadian audio.